Up next on the Marmy Rock Show, a good friend of the Rock Show, a guest we've had on several times, Lenny Cerzosie. He's joining us. I'm gonna refer to Lenny. I think as the triple threat now. He's with the Infinite Staircase. He's with Le Projet. He's with the Mayan Factor, and God knows what else. Lenny, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much, man. I'm always happy to be on with you. You rock, man.
And like, listen to all these projects, man. The Infinite Staircase, Le Projet, Mayan Factor. My goodness, I don't even know where to start. So let's just start with the Infinite Staircase. I saw recently a post you put up about the 7-year anniversary of The Road Less Taken. So kind of update folks on where the Infinite Staircase is and what's going on.
Well, I mean, that album was our first real official thing. Looking back, I cringe a little bit at some of the production, but at the same time, it's where we came from, and we thought we knew what we were doing at the time. And we made so many content. That's how we met, like Morgan and all those guys, because we were on the road. Black Label Society, Dope, and Seven Dust. So we were basically torn to support that album. So, years later now, we're like, man, that tour at the time did not seem like it was very successful because we didn't make a penny on it. But looking back, we made so many relationships, even with fans and stuff like that, that it was just like, so to realize 7 years gone by and so much has happened, and we've worked with people that we probably never even thought we'd meet, let alone work with. I mean, it's been a crazy road. Let's put it that way,
Now, Infinite Staircase, I saw you have some kind of like a golf fundraiser coming up or something?
Yeah, you know what? That's actually a really funny story. There's this, I think it's called, I never heard of it. It's a syndrome called, I believe, Icardi syndrome. And it's something, I can't go into details. I never heard of it before, you know what I mean? But anytime someone contacts us and says, there's a charity event going on, are you up for it? As long as we're not doing something that day, yeah, we'll do it. Anytime for any kind of, anything that people need us to, like, support, you know what I mean? So, we played, were you in Atlantic City with us when we played with Candlebox?
No.
Alright, we did a cool little set in Atlantic City, then afterwards I'm at a blackjack table with a guy, this guy Ed, ends up being, part of this fundraiser, reaching out, we just know so many people, so contacts who needs to be contacted, like, you guys interested in playing that day? We're like, hell yeah, absolutely. And then when I realized who he was, the guy I met at the blackjack table in Atlantic City, that Candlebox show, it's just, the way things work out is so cool. I feel,
Yeah, now it's a golf here. I'm going to go out and you just don't strike me as a golfer. Are you a golfer yourself? Or
no, I'm not. That's the thing too. I was like, well, I mean, I don't think I could even hit a golf ball. I've never even tried, but I think it's like a dual thing. You could go and golf, or you can go just see the bands. I believe. I'm not sure about all the details per se, but I know I think it's called like the Rock and Golf to Fight Icardi Syndrome. It's going to be out, I believe, in PA. It's toward the end of the summer or the middle of the summer, so we have plenty of time to push and to promote it. But I believe April 1st the tickets actually go on sale, and I'm doing double duty that day too. I'm playing the Mayan Factor and the Infinite Staircase.
Yeah, I want to ask you one last thing about Infinite before we move on to the next project, and that is, what do you guys work on? Are you do you have new music on the way from Infinite Staircase, or what are you guys up to?
Well, as far as probably the newest thing that we're going to come out, it's going to be our cover EP that we did, the Dead Crooked Sessions. We did that with JD from Black Label. We still have just a little bit of editing to do on it, but it should be like a 6 or 7 song cover EP. We released one song unofficially when David Bowie passed away because we did a cover. So that's on our Facebook page. You could check that out. Anybody could check that out, I don't think it can be downloaded yet, though. But that would be the next thing, hopefully. It's been a couple of years now that we were working on that project. But so much happens, and you get sidetracked with all this and that, and, before you know, you're like, oh, geez, I forgot about that project. I forgot about that EP. I mean, it sounds weird, but it does happen, It's just, you get a phone call, it's like, hey, can you do this on this day? You're like, sure can. And then, the ball gets rolling before you know it, a month passed.
Well, you're such a busy guy. I mean, with all these projects, let's talk about the next one, which we've been really proud to feature on the show a number of times. Is Le Projet, and for folks that somehow have been living in a cave and not listening to my radio show, it's your project with Kevin, Martin, and Adam from Candlebox, and of course Morgan Rose from Seven Dust. So, give us an update on what Le Projet's been up to recently.
Yeah, I mean, that's by far the coolest thing I'm involved in. I mean, no offense to anything else, but it's just so cool to be part of that project because, I mean, combining forces like Kevin and Morgan alone is just incredible. And then Adam is such a great bass player, and he gels with Morgan so well. And even Brian's part of Candlebox now, too. So technically 3 of our members in Le Projet are part of Candlebox, which makes it hard for us in terms of scheduling because Candlebox is touring so hard right now. And Seven Dust got nominated for the Grammy this year, so everybody's so busy, but when we get together, it's a beautiful thing. And we do have merchandise coming out now. Finally, our DVD should come out any day now, I believe. I'm terrible with dates and all that kind of stuff, but the DVD is all that back. All that footage from Think Loud, you were there for a couple of those days, right? You're on
Absolutely.
DVD too, actually. It's I didn't get to see the whole thing yet. I haven't seen like the edited versions yet, but I saw some of the footage going into it. It's really funny stuff. And I forget about how fun it was hanging out with those guys, too, because Kevin puts it best. He says, we got to take the piss out of ourselves, which means, we could write serious music, but we could have fun doing it, and we definitely had fun doing it. And you'll see all of that, probably more than I want you to see on that TV. You know what I mean?
We had such a good time. I mean, honestly, I'm eternally grateful for you guys for letting us have access to watch you record that record, because it was such a learning experience for me, and I just had a blast there that day. So, when you, having watched that experience that you had there, tell me what you learned about songwriting from, Kevin and Morgan, because I had the pleasure of sitting down and, watching that take place. What did they teach you about songwriting? Have you write differently now, I guess is what I want to ask after working with them?
Oh, probably what I would say is I learned whatever preconceptions I have, if I think I have a song, throw it down, because the second we sit down together, it's going to turn into something totally different, which is awesome. But back in The Infinite Staircase, I pretty much, I don't want to say control, but for lack of a better word, control the direction of the songs and all that kind of stuff, right? The Mayan Factor, I haven't done any of the writing. I'm just filling in, basically. And Le Projet, again, I go in thinking, oh yeah, they're going to love this song, and it's going to be this, that, the other thing. And then you say, well, we like that, we don't like that. We like that kind of works. That's cool, but we could do this, that. And before you know it, it's a totally different song, but it's killer. I mean, it's a great process. So you gotta kind of throw out, you can't marry any of your ideas. You gotta be open to the idea of changing your ideas for the better, though. But you also gotta speak up. Everybody's gotta have their part, which is awesome about that, too. I was kind of afraid, these monsters that I'm working with, I'm not gonna get any word in. They would say, who the hell are you? They're so not like that. And they really, they really do appreciate my input as well. I'm a band member. It's not like, we let you in the band. It's cool. I love it. And it really, for me, it makes it that much better because I was a fan before I was a band member of their respective bands, Can the Box and Seven Dust. So it's kind of cool. Actually, it's really cool.
Hey, let me ask you one more thing. You alluded to the DVD, so I just want to make sure people get the flavor of it. Is it music videos, or is it more like a documentary behind the scenes of making music?
It's actually all of it. You'll get, if I'm not mistaken, again, I'm terrible with this stuff, but every video we've done so far, the lyric videos and stuff, should all be on it. There'll be all the backstage, so to speak, footage, all that kind of stuff, maybe a couple little interviews, then the dog footage, walk around the studio. It's definitely one of those things that if you're at all interested in Le Projet, it's a fun thing to watch. And I think for you even to watch it and be like, oh yeah, I remember that, and that place was rocking, that was really cool, and Ludo and others. So I do think it's a cool thing for anybody that really has any interest in us, and interest in seeing what goes on behind the scenes when you're recording. Like you said, the writing process, it is different for everybody. And Morgan, it's crazy in a lot of different ways. But he's got a song in his head before he even picks up an instrument. He hears it. It's really crazy to see it roll out like that. And then when you build up upon it with all the, Brian and Adam are so cool. Kevin obviously has his flavor, and I try to, I feel like I'm the different guy too, so I could bring kind of a different card to the table as well. So when it all comes together, it's fun, it's cool, it's different. I feel it's original. Yeah. Just hard getting out there for people.
So we talked about the Infinite Staircase, we talked about Le Projet, so let's talk about the Mayan Factor. We've had Dan Angermeyer on the show a number of times, with his other project with Black Angel Down, and become good friends with him. But so how did you get involved with the Mayan Factor?
That's one of those crazy stories because, my brother Jeff, he manages so many of these projects, and Black Angel Down is one of the bands that he helps manage, right? So Dan and Kevin called him one day, the Mayan Factor thing still gets attention on the internet. Do you know anybody that could sing and play acoustic guitar? And he's like, yeah, Actually, I know somebody, you know. So they hooked me up with them, like, oh, I didn't even think of it. I was like, guys, I'm down, send me some songs. First song I heard from them was Warflower, and I was blown away. I was like, holy shit, what is this? You know, like I couldn't even figure out what guitar tuning they had and stuff. It was really, really cool. It was hypnotic. I was like, guys, yeah, I'm down. We got together the first time in Baltimore, did a jam session, and it was awesome. I mean, it felt so good. You know, we were drinking and smoking and hanging and just not doing anything for any purpose other than playing music, you know what I mean? And we kicked it off, you know, it was really cool. And since then, they're like, you know, you want to do this? Like, yeah, I'm down for it, for sure. So we have our first official show, actually, April 16th in Virginia. I don't have information in front of me this second, but it's a really cool band to be part of, you know. Unfortunately, they lost their lead singer a couple years ago. Passed away suddenly. But the music is so deep and so just really cool, really original, you know, and I'm happy to be part of it.
It's a different style than your other projects for people that don't know. Are you real comfortable with that style?
Well, it's funny you say that because there are certain things that I'm like, I don't know if I could do that, and that I was able to kind of pull it off my own way because I'm not trying to replace their late singer. I'm trying to kind of fill the niche, carry on the legacy, and kind of move in whatever direction we're going to move now with a new singer. You know what I mean? It's tough to replace a singer in general. You know, that's one of those hard things.
Yeah.
So, again, that's why I hate to use that word replace. It's not that. And years passed on, and they figure, well, we have fans that are asking for music, you know, let's try to do this. And I hope I do, you know, hope I respectfully justify Ray's legacy, you know, type of thing. But it is my own thing, and it was difficult. I do it my own way. So there probably will be fans that are turned off, like, well, he doesn't sound like Ray. You know, what is this? But that's, yeah, par for the course. You know what I mean? Hopefully
evolved, man.
Yeah. But I gotta admit, though, I love playing with these guys. And we've already started jamming on stuff, like original stuff. They're kind of a jam band, you know. You just plug in and start feeling it, you know. So it's a lot of fun. It's way different from Le Projet, way different from the Infinite Staircase, but it's still cool. I love it. You know, really original music. If anybody hasn't heard of the Mayan Factor, they should check it out. It's really cool stuff. All over the internet, you know, YouTube, all that kind of stuff.
So, I mentioned all the close ties you have with Candlebox and the boys in the band, and, you know, in a lot of ways they're kind of like a spin-off of Le Projet, or the other way around, really. But I know they're going out on kind of a nice, lengthy tour now, and once in a while you jump in with those guys. Are you going to play any of those shows with Candlebox, you think?
I feel like there'll probably be a show or two that I slip into. You know, the guys are really cool like that with me, and you never know who's going to show up. You never know what we're going to do, and we do have some talks too. I mean, this is one of the things, unfortunately, I don't have details yet, but in the early summer, Le Projet does have some plans to do something that could be kind of big, kind of cool. Might even be a one-time thing. I'm not sure. We're talking about things because Candlebox is touring so hard. Seven Dust, I mean, they got nominated for a Grammy this year, which was freaking awesome. So everybody's so busy, so it's hard. But when we have that window and we get together, it's magical. So anybody who wants to be part of that, you know we love having people part of it. So, yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, and I'll just throw it out there, man. The Vexatious is sitting at number 7 on our chart. It debuted on our chart. We have a chart now on the show called The Golden Dozen, and that one debuted at number 7 already in its first week that it came out. So, a very good tune. Hey, it's funny what you were just alluding to, and I kind of wrote this down as a joke, and I'm not going to ask you to break any secrecy, but I wrote down we should host Lenny 2016. It could be Seven Dust, Candlebox, the Mayan Factor, and the Infinite Staircase. So who knows?
Who knows? Is right. I mean, like I said, you never know what's going to happen because of who knows who and what's going to happen. But it's difficult to plan it all. That's funny stuff, man.
Well, hey, man, Lenny Cerzosie, thanks so much for being here. Check out all his amazing projects. You got the Infinite Staircase, you got Le Projet, you got the Mayan Factor, and occasionally Candlebox as well. So, thanks a lot for being here on the show, man. It's always a great time talking to you.
Oh, man, thank you so much. Honestly, it's always a pleasure, you know. Thank you so much.